Racing Letters, the incredible foreign language writing game. Now we've established that writing is a critical part of the language acquisition process, and that getting corrections from a teacher, a native speaking, well-educated teacher, is extremely beneficial in making the most out of your writing and improving your proficiency as quickly as possible. But once you've received those corrections to your essays, what do you do with them? Reviewing them once or twice, asking some questions to your teacher, that's great, but it's not enough for those improved versions of the grammar, the word choice, style, spelling, to become part of your automatic long-term memory. So what do? How can you make that transition so that those corrections really get internalized without the drudgery of having to read the same essay over and over and over again dozens of times? Well, I got together with my colleagues at the Natural Language Institute, and we've developed the perfect solution, which is racing letters. So in racing letters, you will be scrambling to actually rewrite the sections of your essays that the teacher corrected. You have to do it quickly and you have to do it precisely. But you can do it over and over again, and it's fun because you're playing against the computer. I'll explain how it works in a minute. So by motivating you to review your essays again and again, and specifically the portions that have corrections, and actually rewrite them, racing letters makes it fun to convert those corrections to your essays into useful, applicable knowledge that you can use in your writing and in your speech as well. So racing letters is like this. You write your essays for your classes, get corrections from teachers, and then once you start playing racing letters, you're playing against the computer. And you have to rewrite the sections. The sections of your essays that were corrected are blank lines, and you have to rewrite them quickly. If you write, each time you write a letter, you type in a letter quickly and correctly, you get a point. And each time you take too long and the computer beats you to it, the computer gets a point. And to pass the level on that essay, you have to get more points in the computer, and you get to see the fireworks, which is cool. So from an applied linguistics standpoint, there are three interrelated things that are happening here that racing letters, again, makes motivating, makes fun, and extremely efficient, which are transitions of knowledge, making it more and more useful. So I've spoken before about how writing is the perfect process. The writing process is the perfect way to make your passive knowledge, convert it into active or productive knowledge. In other words, those words and grammar structures and so forth that you can recognize when you read them or when you hear them, by writing, you make them active. In other words, you can use them not only in your writing, but also in your speech. In addition to that, racing letters makes your short-term memory of these corrections become long-term memory because of the repetition, right? Because you're not only because of the repetition, but because you actually have to type it out again and again. And third, it takes explicit knowledge and it makes it implicit. So what does that mean? Explicit knowledge is the understanding of rules, right? So when you're writing, you have time to refer to grammatical rules, to look up a word and remember what that, oh, that's the proper word to use here in this essay. But that's explicit. You're taking knowledge that can be set out in rules and definitions, and you're making use of it in your essays. Now, by playing racing letters and therefore rewriting those sections, and in particular the ones that you needed help from your teacher with, again and again and again, you're making it implicit, which means you know it without having to refer to a rule. You know it intuitively, automatically, which means it's fast enough and spontaneous enough to be used in speech. So there you have, in sum, applied linguistics rationale for why racing letters is the perfect solution for making the best use of corrections to your essays. But to really understand why it's such a good solution, you have to try it yourself. So if you've already sent in an essay in English, Spanish, French, or Portuguese for a free correction, then just log into your account and give Racing Letters a try. And if you haven't yet, make sure you take advantage of that offer for a free correction today. Go to the blog and you can get in touch. And actually, in the previous post, the one previous to this one, you can find the link to send in your essay for a free correction. I hope you'll do that, and I'll see you next time.